Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day. In this video, I'm going to explain on the next topic, which is the classical decomposition. So we recall back what is decomposition. Okay, what is the component of the time series that we have learned before. So we have a trend, and then the seasonal, cyclical, and then the error terms. For the classical decomposition, there are two types of model, which is the additive and also multiplicative. So this model depend on the seasonality of the data, whether it is increasing with time or constant. So if increasing, it is multiplicative. So if it is constant, it is additive model. So for additive model, we will sum up all the four components. And then for multiplicative model, we will multiply the four components. I'm going to explain to you the multiplicative seasonal model for the decomposition. Okay, so times the seasonal times the cyclical and the error terms. So the name is decomposition, means we decompose the component of the time series data. So we separate it into the component. We separate the component because we want to give better understanding of the process. So we can look into more detail for each of the component. We are going to use the moving average method that we have learned before. Okay, so in this case, we are going to use the centered moving average. So we know that when we do the moving average, we eliminate the seasonality, and then what left out is the trend and cyclical, because we assume that the data has the four components. Okay, so we remove the seasonality. We have the trend and cyclical. Okay, so first step, we have to compute the centered moving average, and then from that we eliminate the seasonal, or we separate the seasonal from the data. So YT is the observed data or series, and then we divide by the series of the centered moving average. So if we divide it, we can see that we can obtain the seasonal and the error terms. And then from here, we can remove the error terms here by taking the average of the seasonal. Okay, we can see here how we do that in more clear when I demonstrate to you how we calculate them afterwards. Once we obtain the seasonal, so then we compute the YTSA here. It is seasonal adjusted series, which has only seasonal component removed. Okay, so we divide the YT, okay, the observed data, with the ST, seasonality. So what left is trend, cyclical, and the error terms. Then when we obtain these three components, we want to separate the trend from the cyclical and error components. So this can be done by using the series, which is this series, and then we estimate the trend line, okay, by using the regression here. So we regress it in order to get the trend component. So from this step, we will obtain the trend, and then we can identify whether there are cyclical component in the series, okay, by dividing the CMA with this trend. So what left out is the component of cyclical. Okay, once we have done all this, it means that we already separate the YT into the trend, cyclical, and the seasonal component. So from that, we can examine the different component for the pattern that we are interested in, and also we can examine the seasonality adjusted value. Okay, so we can observe the data in more detail, and then lastly we can generate the forecast from the component given. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to demonstrate to you how we can calculate the decomposition model by using Excel. Okay, that's it. Bye. Assalamualaikum.